Hello. So this is the second in a series on nutrition fundamentals, which is designed for my clients, future clients, and potentially any of you out there who are just interested in these topics, just to get an overview of just the real basics on nutrition that I think we should all just be taught at school. And some aspects of this is taught, but a lot of it isn't. And it's really important, I think, just to understand these basics before getting into any of the more complex stuff. So the first video was on protein. The key there really is understanding how much protein you need. So roughly around 1 gram per kilogram of body weight, and understanding where to get that from and how much is in there. So if you don't know that, I would go back, look at that first video, and make sure you know how much protein you need and look at if you're actually getting enough. And then you can move forward. One little bit I didn't mention in that last video, when I flick back through it, was in terms of digestive health. One of the major symptoms you'll see in people who don't get enough protein is food intolerances and trouble with digestion in terms of altered bowel habits and being very sensitive to different foods. Reason being that half our protein requirement is required just to replenish the gut lining, which turns over at a really high rate. So if you're not getting enough protein, you're not going to have a very healthy digestive tract because that gut lining is not going to be healthy. So that's one major thing to look for with protein. Okay, so today we're going to talk about fruit and vegetables. Everybody's probably least favourite topic. We all know we should eat fruit and vegetables, but why? And any idea why fruit and vegetables are good for you? Ask yourself that question. Come up with an answer. I'll wait. Hopefully you came up with something. And then also, how much should you eat? How much fruit and veg should we eat? Come up with an answer for that. I'll just wait while you do that. So hopefully you've come up with an answer for that. So, how much do we need? We'll address first. And really the research there suggests around 7. Possibly more, but generally around 7. So there's a couple of major papers that have come out in the last few years. So there's the Nguyen paper, Nguyen et al. In 2016, published in the International Journal of Behavioural Nutrition and Physical Activity. A major study done in Australia, basically showing that up to 7 portions of fruit and veg, every one you get reduces the chance of you dying at any given point in time. So that's all-cause mortality. So if everything else is the same, I'm having no fruit and veg, you're having 7 fruit and veg, you're much less likely to die right now than I would be. Luckily, I'm getting a little bit over 7 a day, so I'm probably not doing too bad on the chances of dropping dead right now. But we never know. And then another really important study published in 2014 in the very prestigious British Medical Journal by Wang et al. They found that basically for each portion of fruit and veg, it was worth about 5% in reducing your chance of dying right now. So for each portion, you're going to be 5% less likely to die. So if you're having 3 portions and I'm having 5, I'm 10% less likely to die than you. And potentially for fruit, it might go up to 6. So I would argue that the most important reason for have fruit and veg is to reduce your chances of dying right now. That's a fairly, depends on your outlook on life, etc. But the research suggests that's a pretty firm, solid reason to make sure you're getting enough fruit and veg. So I wouldn't be so concerned about the minutiae around antioxidants, bioflavonoids, a lot of the other good stuff that's going on in there. But if you look at it from the importance of survival, then fruit and veg is pretty important. And then in terms of putting together a diet, the main thing I'd look for is to get this 7 portions of fruit and veg in. Get your protein, number 1. Look at getting enough fruit and veg on board, and then see how your energy levels are. If you know you're somebody that needs a lot of carbohydrate, then keep going with that. But when you're putting together and looking to change your diet, I'd say, right, first of all, make sure you're getting enough protein, and second of all, make sure you're getting enough fruit and vegetables in. So ideally with those fruit and vegetables, it's not just about quantity. And when we're talking about getting 7 portions in, possibly a bit more if possible, but we'd be looking there at getting them from a broad spectrum of colours. So the thing that's often used, which I hate, but it is a good way of bringing it up, is to get something from each sort of a broad spectrum of colours, like a rainbow. A rainbow of fruit and vegetables. It's a very touchy-feely, nice way of putting it, I suppose, but it doesn't necessarily sound the most professional. But yeah, so broad spectrum. So looking at getting some purple sprouting broccoli and some peppers and a banana and some blueberries. So you're getting a big variety of colours and some spinach. Although in the Canary Islands, it's not easy to get hold of spinach. For some reason, it's pretty much vetoed here. So looking to get a bit of everything from a full spectrum of the rainbow. There we are, very touchy-feely. And then how do you actually go about doing this? So what is a portion? And a portion generally would be a handful. So an apple would be one portion. If it's something really dense and very nutrient dense, like say mango or dates, then it would be much more like a closed handful. So like 3 dates typically considered a portion. And then if it's something more like, say, spinach, then it'd be like everything you could get in a hand and just about hold on to. It would be about a portion. But generally, a sort of a handful is going to give you a portion. So then how do you put these into your diet? This varies hugely between all of us, and what works for you might not work for me. But a lot of people I've worked with tend to do well with getting 2 portions of fruit in either with breakfast or after breakfast. And that's pretty easy to do. You get whatever's in season that you like the look of in your local supermarket. Get a couple of those in and just work your way through them. Maybe some apples and blueberries, for example. And then at lunch is kind of the key to this, really, because if you just go lazy on lunch and just have a sandwich, you're struggling. Like, you're going to struggle to get 7 a day, and if you're having something like a sandwich. But if you have some sort of proper food, either a little Tupperware box or something you prepared yourself, you go out for food, you prepare something for yourself at home, or you do, say, have a sandwich, but you make sure that you maybe have something on top of that. So maybe you have some carrots and hummus as a snack to go with that, and you've got a couple there. Or you make sure you've got a very, very solid portion of vegetables in there in your sandwich, which is difficult to do. But if you do have anything proper, so any sort of salad-based anything, or so you get some greens in there, some sort of lettuce, etc. Get some grated carrot, grated apple on a salad. Oh, that's delicious. Maybe we've already had apple for breakfast though. Maybe you could have some red onion in there. You could have some tomatoes, peppers. You're starting to put together quite a tasty salad, maybe some pomegranate seeds. But add things that are different, but to create flavour. Like, we want to enjoy our food, we want to digest it well. And then as long as you have a half decent dinner, which is an actual meal, so say, a bit of salmon with some green beans, a bit of broccoli, and then, however much carbohydrate you do or don't need, then you're absolutely flying. And you've hit that 7 portion of fruit and veg, no worries, really easily. I like with breakfast you can get in, like, if you saute off a little bit of onion with some eggs, and like some little cherry tomatoes, chop those off. Oh, like that type of combination, and you've already got 2 veg in there, and it's delicious. Goes really well with some eggs. And then maybe an avocado in there as well, and you're flying. So there are lots of different ways to go about getting it in, but the key is being basically to look for 7, get your protein, get 7 portions of fruit and veg a day, and see how your energy levels are at that. And then if you need more energy, then you add more carbohydrates. That's something we'll discuss in a later video. So any questions about any of this, feel free to comment or drop me an email at kieran@kieranmcphail.com, and hopefully this is of some use. If not, please be nice.